This is View from the Top. I'm Modile Sharafa Yusuf, and I thank you for tuning in today. Setting up and nurturing one business is challenging enough, especially in Africa. But what happens when one business is not enough? Multipreneur is a contemporary word that's been used to describe an entrepreneur who wears lots of hats. He or she is a serial entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur who runs multiple companies and often makes a lot of money while at it. What drives a man or a woman to juggle so many balls in the air? What are the personality traits of a multipreneur? And if you are that way inclined, how can you become a jack of all trades and master of all? Kola Karim knows. Mr. Kola Karim joins me on View from the Top today, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's quickly get you acquainted with Mr. Karim before we settle down to our conversation. Kola Karim was born on November 24, 1968. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in business law from City University, London, and obtained an MBA from the University of Leicester. Kola also attended a management course at the Harvard Business School and another at John F. Kennedy School of Government. He started his career in the UK at the Guardian Royal Exchange. He's currently Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Shoreline Energy International, a leading energy and infrastructure company operating in 9 African countries. His current portfolio includes construction, commodity trading, catering, entertainment, agro-allied products, oil and gas, engineering, and power sectors. In addition to his role at Shoreline Energy International, Karim is chairman of Costain West Africa and chairman Nigerian Ropes PLC. He also serves as director in 7 other companies, including EcoBank Nigeria PLC, AG Leventis Nigeria PLC, and Transamadi Facilities. He's also a member of the Institute of Directors in Nigeria. Mr. Karim is a Young Global Leader 2008 award honoree and was listed by Forbes as one of the 10 most powerful men in Africa in 2014. Tell me, what are the most important qualities for an entrepreneur to have?
I think it's focus, dedication, and knowing what you want out of life.
Benjamin Franklin once said that the harder I work, the luckier I get. Being successful at running so many companies, is it luck or skill?
I think it's a mixture of both. You need luck to be at the right place at the right time, and you need the skill set to nurture that luck to make it work. So you need both to work for you at the same time.
Are entrepreneurs successful because of their own personal qualities or the context in which they find themselves?
I think it's more the context in which you find yourself, because if you look at your environment is what actually drives you. Look at Africa as an example. Africa has a plethora of opportunities. And a typical example is look at Nigeria. Up until 2001, mobile telephony in Nigeria was under 50,000 lines. Then the GSM license auction started. People put their heads together, bid, people won, and 10, 12, 13 years on, it's a different story. That's taking the opportunity. The same goes with the power sector. There goes the opportunity. I think being an entrepreneur and understanding the terrain that you work in, being able to focus on a line that you want to be successful with, is the big push that entrepreneurs need. But more importantly around this, you need the enabling environment. 1, you need structure. 2, and more importantly, you need that democratic setting that gives the governance around it to shepherd it. Because if there's no rule of law in any business, within any context of society, it'll be difficult.
Are there Africa-specific inhibitions to entrepreneurship?
Not really. Africans are naturally entrepreneurs. We're natural entrepreneurs in Africa. The biggest inhibition to any entrepreneur is cost of borrowing. Because if it's too expensive to even start, the problem is you lose your confidence. Labor is necessarily not very expensive in Nigeria, But if the cost of infrastructure to supporting the business is not there, then your cost level for the end product is too high. So we become uncompetitive in Africa. So just think about it this way. If Nigeria as a country has been growing the last 10 years at over 5%, yet we do not have good roads, yet there is no power, yet the infrastructure is in decay. Just imagine how fast our growth will be if these infrastructures were in place, if power was adequate. So it tells you this economy will grow in the double digits, non-stop, because we have a big advantage. We have people.
Shoreline Energy International currently operates in 9 African countries, as you said earlier, and is said to be planning to move into 3 new countries every year. It's a rather ambitious plan. Tell me about it.
No, look, our focus is, I see Africa as a platform, because the problem you see in Nigeria is the same problem in so many African countries. They need infrastructure, they need power. There's no proper rail service. Telecommunication is new. Mobile telephony is just growing. So for me, the opportunity is the same. What that does for me, this helps us. Our growth potentials, looking at the continent, helps us at Shoreline to diversify and spread our risk management. We've been operating in Uganda since 2005. We're in Kenya, we're in Tanzania, we're in Namibia, we're in Ghana. Our focus as a company in Africa as our local village, because the opportunities spread out on the continent. And we'll continue growing into other countries as well as we see the opportunities. A big area is Africa is very rich with natural resources. Our oil and gas business is a big platform for us because that's a common identity with a lot of countries in Africa who are producing today, and a lot of aspirational producers of natural oil and gas. And if for us, as a local oil company in Africa, with the relationships we have and availability of capital, if those are all infused together, we can make a success. And that's why we're ambitious. Capital is no longer the preserve of international European or American companies. Why? There's been a global recession over the last couple of years. And international capital is looking for returns. If you put your money in Europe today, in a bank, you're getting maybe 1.5%. So think about returns where you're getting close to double digits for dollars by investing. It's on the continent of Africa. So those are the types of opportunity, because now real capital is following corporate companies like Shoreline onto the continent because they're looking for returns. That's the drive behind us.
You keep spreading your tentacles into different fields and taking bigger and bigger risks. What drives you?
I think it's just quest for success. Quest for success to try and show most of the people of our generation that it's possible. To try and show to most people of our generation on the continent of Africa that if you have your mind focused on it, you have to be ambitious. Not overtly ambitious, but you have to have ambition to achieving something. And that's the drive. That's my push.
Let's take a quick break. Please join us again.